Following up on Monday's class, because we had not enough time for a text in Wikipedia, I have it here, and it's a little bit different from what I had planned on, but this is in response to a request for information about texts in theology. Now, this is an entry not about Galileo Galilei, but about another astronomer who actually was active in the time when the Protestant Reformation occurred in Europe. And his name is Nicolaus Copernicus. There's a link in the Chapter 5 reading comprehension assignment where you see notes at the bottom of that file that links out to information about Copernicus. And it's linking out from an exercise on the city of Magdeburg. Magdeburg is a city with a long history, including this period in time of the Protestant Reformation when Copernicus was active. Why am I interested in this for theology? He is an astronomer, after all. Well, Copernicus has been written about as a revolutionary in the science right at around the time when there was opposition from religious leaders and religious movements in Europe to his views, not unlike Galileo. What I'm going to do with this exercise is review case, gender, and some of the other grammar topics that came up in our first two sessions to the best of my ability. This should probably be about 8 minutes in length. So I'm not going to dwell on sentences that would take too long to cover. Like with any article in Wikipedia, you have a table of contents. The word in German for that is Inhaltsverzeichnis. The table of contents has as its second area in this article the effects or impact, namely Wirken, of this astronomer named Copernicus. So I'm going to go right to that. Let's start with the first few sentences of this area. Wahrscheinlich im Jahre 1509 schuf Copernicus in Heilsberg am Ermland den Commentarius, in dem die Theorie vom Umlauf der Planeten die Sonne und der durch die Drehung der Erde bedingten scheinbaren Bewegung der Fixsterne aufstellte. What a wonderfully long sentence. In parentheses at the end you see a term that came up with regard to Galileo Galilei, namely heliocentrisches Weltbild, or heliocentric worldview, view of the universe. Let's start with the first phrase. Where's our conjugated verb? Well, schuf. And our subject, Copernicus. So Copernicus created, probably in the year 1509, at least that's what historians believe, so probably is this word. And the direct object then needs to come. But before we get to that, there's a place called Heilsberg, and in that place is when this was created, and this is our direct object. Now, in the case of the second longer phrase, it's a phrase with transposed word order and the verb at the end. The verb conjugated is aufstellte. The subject of that is, of course, Copernicus, and the pronoun is substituting for him. He proposed or put forward, and the object die Theorie. Now, the other elements of that sentence are a string of very many substantives with prepositions, prepositional phrases, such as vom Umlauf der Planeten, genitive there. This is what the theory is. The Theorie vom Umlauf der Planeten means the theory of the orbit of planets. This literal word from laufen is to run, and would be in a circle, that's orbit. Made into a noun, der Umlauf. Once again, die Theorie vom Umlauf der Planeten, die Sonne, around the sun. So the planets orbiting around the sun. Und So we have there another phrase coming, and it's also a theory of something, der durch die Drehung der Erde bedingten scheinbaren Bewegung der Fixsterne. So he proposed also the apparent movement contingent on the Earth's rotation of the stars. So I'm not going to go over any of that over again. You can rewind if you want to hear what I just said in English, but you can pick the right order of it as well. It's a complex phrase, but a good one for us to stretch ourselves and move towards more complex structures that you'll see in research articles. In der Schrift kündigte er eine mathematische Ausarbeitung seiner Theorien an. Ankündigen is the main verb, with the separable prefix coming at the end. That's going to be a topic for later. But this example shows us a dative of a feminine noun in this writing or in this piece. Schrift is a written piece. And er is our subject. And our direct object is a mathematical Ausarbeitung. That's a working out or a working through of his theories. That's the last sentence from this Wirken that I would like to go over, but I do want to highlight a scholar who wrote about Copernicus, and this scholar actually studied at Harvard. He's listed in this Wikipedia article near the end in the section of the reception. This is the section called Reception of Copernicus's Works, and Thomas Kuhn wrote Die Kopernische Revolution. Kopernikanische Revolution is the title of his work. Yes, so this is a sub-article in the same Wikipedia article. Dieser Kuhn, Thomas Samuel Kuhn, war ein US-amerikanischer Wissenschaftsphilosoph und Wissenschaftshistoriker. We know the roots of these compound nouns already, so I'm going to ask you to think about what that might mean. Er gehört zu den bedeutendsten Wissenschaftsphilosophen des 20. Jahrhunderts. He belongs to, remember we had the pillows belonging to the woman, now we have he belongs to the most important science philosophers. So philosophers of science in the 20th century. Rather than delve into the science and the publications by Kuhn, I'd like to just read some simpler sentences from the article and then we'll be finished. Thomas Kuhn wurde 1922 in Cincinnati in einer jüdische, jedoch nicht praktizierende Familie geboren. I'm going to have you actually translate this sentence yourselves because it's a standard sentence with verb in second position, and we already touched on when using wurde plus geboren. The next sentence leads off with sein Vater, the subject. His father war Ingenieur, als Ingenieur, in der Industrie. And then this particle here, I'm going to jump to the end. This is adverbial. This is active. Tätig means active. So his father was active as an engineer in industry. Und seine Mutter als Korrektorin. The same war tätig apply to mother, so they don't have to be repeated in that sentence. 1940 begann an der Harvard-Universität, an der schon sein Vater studierte, ein Studium der Physik. 1940, he began at Harvard University, at which his father had already studied. And this is the direct object of the sentence. So the time expressions do jump ahead. That also re-emphasizes the grammar point about word order that we covered on Monday. Right, that's as much as I would like to go over for right now. I could keep going, but it would take too long. So I do want you to do the exercise from Chapter 3, that is the assignment, namely reading comprehension assignment, as instructed in the prior video this week. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.